And so today I'm going to show you how to schedule some alerts in the Alertus console, and then also how to prepare yourself if you want to change or configure those for different types of emergencies or different types of drills. Obviously, we know that the Alertus console is a organic software. It's able to change with the different types of emergencies that you want to use. So today I'm going to use a general alert that you can configure for any type of drill that you see fit. So let's go ahead and take a quick look into the console. The first step that we do here is we go right into creating this preset. All right, and so if you haven't done this before, we'll definitely have some more tutorials in there, so I'm going to go pretty quickly, but we're going to go first down to our configure system and create this preset alert. Now, you notice you got some generic presets already in here. My system may look a little bit different to yours in terms of the alerts themselves, but today you all should have this add preset alert, and that's where we're going to start. So I'm going to name this alert something that is recognizable, that is easy for you to understand and see. So for today, we're going to name it drill, right? And general alert test only. Now, I'm using that terminology so that in the event of an actual emergency, I know what this preset does. And so it's clearly for me and understandable that it's just a drill. It's going to be a general alert and it's a test only, right? And so we can, if you have the rapid activation, decide how you want to use this here. But in this case, we're going to go down to the text itself. I'm going to pick the general alert text here that you see. An emergency condition has been detected. Please remain in your area. You will be notified if further action is required. Now, that rhetoric is missing a couple things. For us, we want to put in drill, 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 so that our audience understands that this is actually not an emergency. And at the end of it, we want to complete this alert with this is only a test. Now, that's also for those of you who not only showing displays on your alert desktop pop-ups or digital signages or LED marquees or one of the plethora of products that we provide, but it is also important for all the audio pieces that we have out there, whether it's our 5-watt horns or our HPSA sirens or our IPAVA speakers, right? So all of those can kind of display this message in a number of different ways, which is why we really want to make sure that our rhetoric is honed in on drill, 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 and that this is only a test. All right, now we can decide our duration of an emergency. Obviously, the minimum amount of time that you can send an alert is 2 minutes. The maximum amount of time is 16 days. All right, and so for this purpose, since it's just going to be a drill, we want to see what they can do in 30 minutes. Now, the next thing that's really important about this is the priority. Since we are going to schedule this alert, that means that we're going to have it go off when we may not be looking at the console or whatnot. And because of that, we want to make sure that it is scaled appropriately. And what I mean by that is that the priority level should not be at its highest. In fact, it should be lower than first. It should either be second, third, fourth, or even further. So we're just going to put it down as second. That means that any other emergency scaled at 1 will always supersede this test. So if you are experiencing an evacuation or whatnot, and this drill is scheduled, it will not supersede your evacuation or any other of higher priority alert. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and select our delivery methods. For this, we're going to go ahead and select our alert beacon, our Alertus desktop pop-up, our digital signage, and that's kind of a good round for us to cover in this perspective. Now, I can select all of my groups. I can select all units. In this case, I'm going to select my test group, which is including all devices, and in this other place, Juneau, Alaska, because Juneau is a great place to be. So add this preset alert, and now I have it in my system. Here it is as drill, general alert, test only. All right. So now what I can do after I've created my preset is I can go up to my configure system tab and scroll almost all the way down to the bottom. Notice this is alphabetical and you're looking for scheduled alerts. Fantastic, right? So here we are. We got a couple already existing scheduled alerts. Now you know I love myself a drill. So we're going to replace this one here. So we can just delete that. And we're going to create a brand new drill here. by selecting New Scheduled Alert. We're going to name this whatever makes most sense for our team or whatever's easiest to consume in terms of the purpose. So we're going to call this a drill test only. Now I am going to select the preset alert I've already created, drill general test only. I already know where it's going to go and what's going to be displayed. I can now select my start time. If I'd like to start on Friday, we can select that, and we can also select the time. Right now it's at 11:45 a.m. How often do I want this drill to repeat? That's also very important. So if I like it to repeat, let's say monthly, I can do that. I can select either on the day of the first of every month or on the first Monday or Friday of every month. And you can see that pattern right there. Now I can also select when to end this emergency if I'd like, but in this case, I'm going to leave it going. Now in this advanced section, this is really important because what we can do is we can change the rhetoric that we already have in place. So we noticed that earlier we had an emergency condition has been detected, but let's say that we wanted it to be a weather emergency, right? We can select that, right? Now we know that this is a drill as well, so we want to add that rhetoric into the front. And we want to add at the end of it, this is only a test. Now, obviously we've already put all this into our preset, so we don't need to utilize this functionality in this place. So we'll just go back to the original set. The other thing that we have here is our priority override. Let's say that we're selecting a different alert service here, or a preset alert, and we want to change the priority. We can do that by coming here and going, okay, let's change it to the 4th or 5th because we anticipate maybe there's some inbound weather that's coming in and we want that to supersede. The other thing that we can have here is that let's say in the event that something happens, mass power outage, you're unable to utilize the system, this execution order says, if the system is down and the alert hasn't been executed, you can either skip to the next scheduled alert system, or you can automatically run that execution alert. Now this is important, let's say if you're doing system tests and operational statuses rather than just drills. So if you're running to make sure all your HPSA units are online, or you're running statuses to make sure that all your endpoints are targetable within a certain period of time, you can run this execution endpoint as soon as the system comes back up, and you can get an operational status report relatively quickly there. But in this case, we're doing a drill, and we're doing it for the intent of practicing, what to do in the event of emergency. So we'll skip the execution in this respect. Now that we've set this up, we can come down here and we can add our scheduled alert. We'll see our drill come right up in here. We'll see the execution order, and then we'll also see the alert, which is the preset alert that we have in place, and there's a hyperlink to it here if you'd like to see it. Here it is, drill, 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 our emergency condition, and then this is only a test. Now that we've confirmed everything there, we can leave this on, and if we ever need to, we can either edit or delete this function down the road. So pretty simple to kind of get through it. Again, not too much to worry about in terms of the drills. You can do it for almost any emergency that you have in mind. It's simple. Just go ahead and create that one preset or use an existing. Come over here to the schedule alerts under config menu, add your new schedule alert, and then at the end you can either turn off the function or turn it back on, and you'll be ready to go. Again, my name is Chris from the implementation team. It's been a pleasure showing you how to do this. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to implementations@alertus.com or at support@alertus.com. Look forward to speaking to you guys again. Take care.